Welcome to the Blues Chronicles from the Burgh, documenting the Pittsburgh blues scene, its music and people. Part 3 features Eugene Morgan. From his southern roots, his passion for the blues, his powerful vocals paired with his sizzling guitar makes Eugene Morgan the real deal. You can feel the message in his words. You feel the blues. Eugene, welcome to the Blues Chronicles and RMU Radio.
Hey, thank you. So glad to be here today. Thanks for having me.
Glad you can make it, Eugene. Glad you could make it. Why don't we start with just a little bit of background, a little history, get started, get to know you a little better.
All right, that's great. My name is Eugene G. Morgan. I was born in Ocklawaha, Georgia. That's southwest Georgia. And lived in Georgia for 9 years, and my folks migrated to Harmony, PA. That's north of Pittsburgh, about 30 miles north of Pittsburgh. And the blues, when I come up here, the blues come up here with me because everything I learned how to laugh, cry, walk, and talk in Ocklawaha, Georgia. And when we moved up here, it was totally different. But the blues was the same. The same music that I listened to down there, I listened to up here. So my history in the blues is rooted in the Deep South. My first connection with Pittsburgh was at my grandma's house, and she lived in the Hill District. And folks at the time, a lot of the folks was playing the blues then, you know, so down there was a lot like the community up here when you went to the Hill District or the Aliquid, Beaver Falls. You heard the same music, people did the same thing. And I always missed down home, as we call it, you know. Mm-hmm. Because down home, there's nothing like down home. You know how that Wizard of Oz thing goes, ain't no place like home.
That's the fact.
Well, that's the same way with the blues. No matter how bad it was down in the South at the time, it was the year 1960 when we migrated up here. And there was rough times up here, but they was terrible times down in the South. As a little child, you know, we used to go out to the fields sometime with our parents when we wasn't in school. And you get to hear some of the old stuff, some gospel, and you hear blues like Sylvia. You ever hear Sylvia? Mm-hmm. Bring me a drink of water, Sylvia. Well, they changed that Sylvia to, my middle name is Gregory. So it'll bring me a drink of water, Gregory. So they had, I mean, it's really neat how tight our family was, you know. Seemed like oppression make you tighter with the ones that you're already tight with.
That's it. The blues is a family, man.
Amen to that.
And that's it. And they're all brothers and sisters, so it's all.
Amen.
That's good.
The blues welcomes all. Mm-hmm. You know, it welcomes your ear and it welcomes your heart. You know, and if your mind's right, then you can add to it. You know,
that's it.
So the blues is a very important part of American history.
Exactly, you know? Right.
It's the page in the book that you can't see, you know.
That's it. So, Eugene, how would you describe your sound, your music, your style? Is there some way that you can go into that?
Well, yeah. What's really neat about it, you know, you might have 10 people do the same song, and it might be 6 different styles. And I take a style as that personality, you know. When you hear B.B. King, now there won't be no more B.B. Kings, but B.B. King's style, the way he approached the music, and that is very important. With me, my style is very important. I have a kind of a country blues style, and the reason I like that country blues style, it's because it allows you to be freer. You know, you can say ain't as many times you want to. Ain't nobody gonna look at you about that. They might join in too, you know. So,
make it easier to sing along.
Amen.
That's great.
It's kind of a country blues style, but I do a lot of freeform. you can come up with a style and you can try to copy someone. But it's so much nicer when you hear someone do a song and they take control of that song and they place their self in it. So my style is, I guess it's the Eugene Morgan style.
Well, that's it, and that works. That works. When you go and sit down and you want to write a song, what's that like for you? What's your process?
Well, there's a couple different things. A lot of my songs come to me by things that's going on in my world. And when I say in my world, that's where I'm looking at everything from. So a lot of my songs, I wrote a song called Enough is Enough. And I looked around and I said to myself, well, everybody's saying enough is enough, you know. Let me put it down in a song, you know. So a lot of time you reach out and something that really touched you, it sticks with you, so it ends up being a part of you. And if you write music, then it ends up being a part of that music.
Do you work both ways? Do you sometimes come up with a melody first and then try and fit words to it? And
it's both ways. Some songs come to me and the music comes first. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just one word or two words that begin. That's the building of the song, you know. So it kind of works both ways.
That's neat. You take what you see and you use it for your inspiration and you go from there.
Amen. You know, a blues man can't pass up a meal if he's smart. Eat while you can.
That's it. I like that. Eugene, what inspires you to keep playing and performing and singing? What inspires you to keep doing what you're doing?
Well, it's the history. It's the part of my culture. That has the stories that has never been told. You know, the voice in the wilderness. And that's what the blues has been, you know. That's what inspires me to want to play for people, to want to meet people. I play because I want to meet people, and I want to talk to people. I'm interested in that I don't know. I'm interested in learning about it. So it leads me into wanna carry it on, you know. I believe that when you hear your first blues song, you should have the same feeling when you hear your last blues song. But you have to look for it, because the blues has a car, you just don't have no gas. So sometimes you got to go exactly where the blues is.
You got to find it. All right. Well, that's great, Eugene. We're going to take a little break while we get you set up, and you're going to play a couple songs for us live. So I can't wait to hear them. So we'll be right back with Eugene Morgan live at the RMU-TV studio.
I'm the child of Noah of the great big flood, river of mud running in my blood. Check the line to the law, a 12-hour shift plus overtime, washing it down every day. Paint the deck if the weather's okay. The pay is fair and the fresh air is free. Life on the bank, well, it ain't for me. I'm a towboat hand, yeah, I'm blessed. I roll like the river that never gets no rest. Deck boss tell me to make that toll. 30 more days on the Ohio. I say, Ohio Manhala, dragging that line. 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 Hot sunshine burning my back. Poor folks waving from a paper shack. The bass is biting both bait and hook. Life on the bank, well, it ain't for me. I'm a towboat hand, yeah, I'm blessed. I roll like the river that never gets no rest. The deck boss tell me to make that toll. 30 more days on Ohio. I say Ohio Mohela, dragging that line. Ohio Mohela, dragging that line. Ohio Mohela, dragging that line. Ohio Mohela, dragging that line.
All right, we're back live in the studio with Eugene Morgan and back with the Blues Chronicles from the Burgh. Eugene, what artists have been a major influence for you? Maybe a mentor or something like that you'd like to talk about?
Well, there's so many of them, you know, so that led me as I grew. I didn't know who Lead Belly was when I was real young, but as I got older, I researched Lead Belly because there was songs that was done out in the field and down in the quarters in Georgia, where I was born at, that you had no idea who did it, you know. All you know is you knew the words to it, and everybody else knew the words to it, so it became so important to me to love and understand the music, you know, the songs, the words, you know. Sometimes it's just phrasing, you know. You know how when your mom look at you and she ain't got to say but 2 words, but you know exactly what she's talking about. Well, that's the identification of the blues to me.
I'm telling you, Eugene, you're good. You're rolling right through the next question I had, which was basically, what does the blues mean to you? And it sounds like it means a heck of a lot to you.
It sure do.
And you also take part in the blues in the schools sometimes too, at the local high school, grade schools, and what have you. If you want to touch on that, that's just a real neat thing that you do, I think.
Well, if they want to know about my story in the blues, I'm willing to tell it, and I'm willing to travel to tell it, because it's important. It's important. I know about my grandfather and my great-grandfather, and I can go on back a little bit. I can go back to 1851. It was our newspaper, you know. It was our television. This is how we communicate, you know. In a lot of cases, through the blues, one song travel from here to there. The message is what you're getting. If you get the message, love the music, but please always get the message, you know. The blues ain't over just in one place. I did the Blues Challenge. I went to Memphis here a couple years ago, and the challenge was great. But seeing the people that enjoy the blues throughout the world was even greater. I heard blues bands from Italy, from Israel, from just about every South America, North America. I mean, it was like, and I said to myself, wow, man, what good roots the blues have. Look at the tree. Look at the limbs on this tree.
I haven't been down to Memphis, but I got to get down there for the Blues Challenge one time and experience what you're talking about.
Hey, go outside of it, too. Go to Stax Records and Sun Records and stuff.
I got my shirt on today for Stax Records.
Amen. That was so enjoyable down there. You know, it's a great deal, you know, and Memphis, there's a lot of history there, good and bad. You know, that's the thing about history and the blues. The blues just don't tell you about the bad, sorrowful times. The blues tell you about the good times, too, you know. So when people say, well, the blues is always down, well, they got it wrong. It must be them that's down, because the blues will bring you up, it'll bring you down. It even lay you sideways and drag you a little ways if you let it.
The blues is life, man. That's
it's life. That's it.
There's ups and downs and lefts and rights, man. You got it. Your opinion, the state of the blues in general, and in particular, the Pittsburgh blues scene.
Well, the blues in some of the cities, in most cities, and in Pittsburgh here, we always isolated the blues. When you went to see a big blues show, like a festival, it was like a big concert, you know, and the blues wasn't designed to be in a concert. It was designed to be in your yard, in your house, in your community, you know. Pittsburgh blues, now my oh my, My oh my, let me tell you something about the Pittsburgh blues. You know, blues was here and up on the hill in 1960 when we got here. Now, I was too young to go out and hear it, but I hear people talking about the blues. And as the blues, it seemed like as the blues seemed to, it didn't have a home once the hill began to kind of die off. I mean, they built up the hill, put the Civic Arena up, and so on and so on. But it began to lose the blues identity. And as I got older and began to go around, I wanted the players that could understand what I was playing. So I was searching for people that had that same mindset of, I want to hear some blues. I love R&B, but give me some John Lee Hooker and B.B. King, some Hound Dog Taylor, Howlin' Wolf, you know. To me, that was the stuff. Now, there was a club out on 51. As soon as I got old enough to go to, I went to it. It was called Gene's, and it was out on 51. And I tell you, man, oh man, talking about some blues lovers. I met Glenn Pavone there, one of the best players. Now, he was a migrant from Virginia, but was he a gift for Pittsburgh? Amen. He was a gift to Pittsburgh because he loved the music and he showed you he loved it. All you had to do was listen to him play. And Pittsburgh been really good, and it's still that way. I mean, you got a lot of Pittsburgh blues bands that I think are doing real well. Blues is out right down home in Pittsburgh. It's a home here in Pittsburgh for blues. It always has been. And so Pittsburgh has a really good rooted in blues history. You can count on me when you're feeling bad. Count on me when you're feeling sad. You can count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me when you can't count on nobody else. Can't count on your sister, can't count on your brother, count on your father, can't count on your mother, but you can count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me when you can't count on nobody else. Back in '67 when the times was bad, Uncle Sam knew he could count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me when you can't count on nobody else. You can count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me when you can't count on nobody else.
All right, like that, Eugene. Very cool. Good song. Well, that's it for this episode. This has been the Blues Chronicles from the Burgh, documenting the Pittsburgh blues scene, its music and people. This has been part 3 featuring Eugene Morgan. This has been an RMU Radio, Blues Society of Western Pennsylvania production.
Yeah, I went on down, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sitting there, Lord, I didn't know I was in danger. Till the man pulled me over and said, look out. the hill, you ain't down there on the south side. Well, Jane on 51 was a wonderful place. Played the blues, paid your dues. Pittsburgh is a mighty good place. Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, PA. That's one for the road.